This next fighter has come out of retirement to commence his professional MMA career.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event.
Live from HBF Stadium Festival Hall. Melbourne Pavilion. Not even backstage, we're literally outside.
Was that the best fight card in Australian MMA history?
Call me crazy, but make sure you call me when I'm right.
Be good if the Aussie MMA Instagram page would give us a bit of glow up because we're killing.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Australian MMA podcast. Diellon Lihari is our guest today, and he was a stellar amateur performer out of Absolute MMA, training with the likes of former Australian champion Joseph Luciano and UFC fighter Jack Jenkins and Kaan Ofli, who's in the finale of Tough. Diellon Lihari was a really highly touted amateur fighter, and he kind of retired, walked away from the sport, just was kind of done, wanted to go live a life. Only about a year ago, and he talks about that in our interview, and talks why he's decided to come back, and not just come back, but come back stronger than ever, and commence his professional MMA career. He has been touted as kind of one of the most naturally gifted fighters out of Absolute MMA, which is a hugely talented gym. Diellon Lihari has a great experience on talking about the balance of life, where he wants his MMA career to go, and of course mixing it up with some of the best fighters in the world. So without further ado, we'll get it one day. Let's hear from our favorite partners and friends at PRP Global. And on the other side, it is the man making his professional MMA debut at Demolition Fight Series of 15, August 31st, which you can see on Triller TV or hit up Demolition before tickets. It's Diellon Lihari.
Fuel the fight with Australian-made MMA-inspired streetwear and support the next generation of MMA superstars. Delivering unprecedented support to the Aussie MMA scene, support PRP Global on their journey. 100% of profits go to the fighters. Check PRP Global out today.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining me on the show, the man that retired and weirdly has already come back, the John Farnham of mixed martial arts, Diellon Lihari. Welcome.
Thanks, Mitch. Thanks for having me, mate. It's always a pleasure.
Mate, you went from retiring on top in your amateur career to coming back for a professional bout. I guess people are wondering why.
That's a great question. I ask myself that every morning that I find myself trying to diet. I don't know. It's like I probably said like 1,000 different things about it, and I don't really know myself. I think I probably just developed a bit of a. I never developed anything. I had a very. I think I was looking at my tapology the other day, and I had a few fights in other combats off my tapology. I had like 13 fights in the space of 18 months. So I think I was kind of hitting a bit of a burnout, which I wasn't aware of, and I put that down to not really loving the sport anymore, which wasn't the case. It was just what I was feeling at the time. And yeah, just sort of hopped back in the training room as soon as I got back sparring. I'm like, fuck, I want to go again. And yeah, here we are.
Word was that you kind of just want to have like one pro fight and then walk off into the sunset. Is that still the case?
Look, Australian MMA exclusive. I've actually got a retirement speech planned straight after. I want to be able to take my gloves off in the cage, 4-ounce gloves, and make it look like, I'm a bit of a sick cunt.
Is it still a career for you, or are you? It's like, seriously, are you just kind of going to get one? Because I can understand why you would want to get one and then kind of walk away type thing, because you've had a pretty extensive like amateur career and whatnot. But do you want a career in this still?
No, look, I'll be 100% honest. Not to, sound like I'm licking my own ass. I do know I'm really talented. I train with a lot of I do know that.
I'm going to quote
I'm
that.
not putting, yeah, that could be the color photo. I do know I'm really talented. I train with a lot of high level guys. I've sparred guys from other gyms who are also high level, and I know where I stand. I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket. I'm not saying like this is my everything, but I want to give it a crack and see what happens. I'm back training sort of full time, fighting, back in the system. Just see what happens. I definitely, look, there are no definites, but I do think I will end up getting a few fights sort of racked up pretty quickly. I've got a few people I do want to fight in the sort of division and see what happens. You know, you go 5-6-0, you got 5-6 first round finishes. You put yourself in a position where it's like, fuck, this might end up somewhere. If not, I'm also okay with that. It's not my be all and end all.
Well, it does sort of seem like, as much as there's more talent than ever in MMA, it weirdly feels like you can reach the top a little quicker. Like if you get to 3-0, all of a sudden people start calling for a title shot.
Yeah, they start calling for a title shot. And I think, a few of the guys have been signed to Contender recently who are like, they 100% deserve it and they've put in a sick body of work, but it's showing it can be done and it's showing the pathway. I do think where one of my strengths lies is my ability to finish fights. And I think that's a really important thing. I enjoy going out there and, submitting people. So yeah, I see a pathway and why not give it a crack? You're young till you're not, and I still am young. So give it a crack and see what happens.
I've felt you, mate. You seem kind of small. Why welterweight?
Well, I'm actually a pretty big cunt, bitch. Nah, I've done, it was a bit of a conversation for a while where it was like, can we get to the lightweight? It's not possible. We've done Dexters, we've done body. Look, I probably could if I killed myself and cut a ridiculous amount of weight, but I walk around relatively lean and not at the weight you probably think I'm at or how big I look. So look, if super lightweight became a thing, maybe that's a potential, but I'm pretty happy at welterweight. Like I said, you felt me. I'm strong as an ox, so I don't. It's the truth, brother. So I'm pretty strength for strength at welterweight. I don't think there are too many people stronger than me.
Yeah, and also you can't cut weight off your head, so you'll be like
my head or my cock, unfortunately.
Mate, like you said, you've got other things in life. Do you think that it's going to help your career? Because a lot of people act like you've got to be kind of all in this, or kind of you're 1 foot out the door. You're going to lose fights if it's not your entire life. Do you actually think that having balance in life will help your career?
I think it is highly, like, it's a real individual thing. I think there's no cookie cutter approach. I think people go about it differently. I do think you obviously need to put the work in. That's the number one non-negotiable. And I'm still, training 3-4 hours a day. So that hasn't changed, but it's more just the ability to be doing other stuff with my life. And I look at it, not much has actually changed in terms of the training load, but it's how I view everything else. And, like, it sounds stupid, but I was I had this one mindset at the time where it's like, you wouldn't go out just to go watch the footy at the pub with your mate. You're like, nah, got to stay home. Like, that's not what a fighter does. So it was like real small stuff like that, where it's like, no, I can still live my life. I'm trying to build my PT business. I'm working at the gym full time now, trying to build that up. There's more to it. It hasn't changed my training at all, but it's released a bit of a mental stressor, which I had on myself, I feel.
Is that one of the aspects that made you sort of walk away, is the fact that you were kind of like missing out on life? Yeah,
definitely. I pretty much quit my job when I turned 18 and started training full time. And, I'm not saying I didn't enjoy myself. I did. I always managed to do that. But I had a little bit of a summer blowout last year. I feel I needed to just sort of, enjoy being a 23-year-old bloke for a little bit. Got that out of my system a little bit. Was still training, still doing everything. But yeah, a bit of time away living life was definitely very, very beneficial.
What's it been like, obviously, at Absolute, and having some of the guys that have had such huge careers, so many different careers? Of course, you've got Jack, who's at the mountaintop. You've got Joey, who's still trying to get there, Joey Luciano, but he would probably would have been a good person to ask about balancing life and the journey and all that sort of stuff. What's the advice you've gotten from some of the boys to sort of get back on track or call it a day if it is indeed one?
I think, look, everyone at the gym, like, no one pushes, but they all were they thought I was being stupid, stopping. And like I said, as I spoke about the individual approaches, I think being at Absolute at a gym with so many guys doing so many things and seeing, oh shit, everyone's getting to a really high level, whether it be internationally or domestically, and they all have their different approaches. That made me realize I don't need to copy anyone's approach. Obviously, the common denominator is the training and the hard work, but you can go about it your own way, and different ways work. So it wasn't anything anyone said to me, but it was kind of just coming to that realization myself.
What's it like seeing, because there is kind of, I always bring up the three different sort of pathways. You've got, of course, Jack Jenkins, who is really starting to become his own in the UFC. You've got Kaan Ofli, who kind of has had to do it his way, and now
Yeah.
he's looking to shine in the tough finale. And then you've got Joey Luciano, who I love more than anyone. And currently, right now, he's not where he thinks he should be, or where sort of his talent sort of says he should be. We all think he should probably be in the UFC, and he's not yet. So he's still kind of on that struggle, on that grind. What's it like kind of seeing all your teammates and, of course, yourself on different journeys, and some people are where they're supposed to be and some people aren't?
Yeah, it's a real, like, it shows you how fucked up the sport is. It really does, and you even see it, like, you look at, like, Van Heeden. I don't know Justin at all, but, like, obviously he's a big name in the sport and have, like, so much respect for him. So you see what he's doing. He's at the top of the featherweight rankings, and you see, he probably wasn't far off, and then the main Goss fight happens, and then, like, things can turn like that. It really just does show, I guess it's a bit of a metaphor for life. Like, you got no fucking idea what's going to happen. And all it's shown me is just have a crack. You just have a crack. Whatever happens is going to happen. It's never going to be fair in this sport. And it hasn't really changed my demeanor about anything at all.
And we talk about, balance in life, and obviously the fighting aspect of sport. You obviously don't want it to bleed into life, but I'm assuming you caught Kevin Cophamel versus Harry Webb, and those two dudes nearly died. Like, what?
Yeah.
And obviously, like, broken bones
Yeah.
and whatnot. Like, how does that, as a guy that's just coming back and wants to focus on balance in life, about to start your professional career, is there a bit of you that's like, oh shit, that'd be the worst case scenario if I walk out with a broken?
No, that doesn't faze me at all. Like, that's a bit of fun. Obviously, it doesn't. I'm sure it didn't feel like that to either of those guys. They had a fucking war. But that's something I'm more than comfortable with, more than okay with. That's like, I'm not working a corporate job in a suit and tie where I got to be, looking the part. That has absolutely zero effect on me.
Do you want a war at some stage in your career?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's look, actually, hold on. I want to finish everyone as quickly as possible, and like, I think anyone who doesn't say that is either lying or a little bit crazy. If I could go 20-0 and finish everyone in the first round and get a UFC belt, that is the most preferable pathway for sure. But I think it would be cool to have a fight like that Harry and Kevin fight. That's going to be spoken about for years to come. I remember watching, I don't even remember when it was. It feels like ages ago. Josh Kuhn and Dim Skillies.
Yeah.
That was fucking, like, hectic. So yeah, you don't want too many of them, but having one of them would be a cool experience.
And
I might just point to the floor like, what's his name? Max Holloway, let's go, and then shoot a double.
yeah, pull guard. Well, I mean, you have been talked about for a long time as one of the most naturally gifted guys at Absolute. All your teammates say just how good you are. Do you take that as like they don't think I work hard? Or do you take that as a compliment?
No, not at all. Not at all. I think, I take that as a really big compliment. Obviously, Absolute it's known for its MMA in general, and like you saw Jack on the weekend, he's a fucking phenomenal striker. He's a pretty crafty grappler too, as he made everyone aware on ESPN when he blasphemous. Oh fuck, I cooked my word, but fake propaganda on my name. Fake news.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on that?
No, that was he's a fucking cheeky cunt. He messaged me on Wednesday and he was like, bro, I just gave you the best shout out on ESPN ever. And I'm like, no fucking way. I was trying to underplay it. I was there all day refreshing their YouTube. They like released a Hooker interview. They released a Bam Bam interview. I'm like, fuck, what the Jack interview. Then he starts it and he's like, we got this guy, Diellon Lihari, one of the most talented grapplers. I'm like, oh, this is unreal. And then he just went balls to the wall. But hey, he's got it coming back to him. All right. He's got it coming back to him. I don't know what, but I got to get him back for that one.
And he actually even talked about to me that because he had sort of some really nice words to say about yourself, Joey, some of the other guys, Alistair Volters, about
Yeah, Elbow.
getting getting ready for sort of his fight. And he said a lot of gifts, be coming your way. Has he bought you a gift yet? And what is it?
You're a little cunt. He- no gift as of yet. We have a team dinner organized. Look, Jack's taken care of us in a lot of different ways. Obviously, local MMA. Well, I've been an amateur. I haven't even got. This is my first professional fight, which I'll be getting paid for. But even when you go pro, you're not getting paid the big bucks. And then obviously, when you get to the UFC, that changes a lot. And he's been, he's given a lot back to us, which has been really, really good to see.
So no gift yet.
No gift as of yet.
I just, I saw he gave Alistair Volters like a cool keyboard or whatever that was a while ago. I just wanted to, I
see why people block you, Mitch.
I told you that in confidence. Now, mate, you coming up against Isaac Dean for Demolition Fight Series. Is it important to have your professional debut on Demolition?
I'm gonna be like 100% real. I know, like, I really like Wayne, man. I know, there's a lot of belts on demo, and he he cops some slack for that. But he puts on. I've fought on, I think, every one of the big shows in the country, promotion wise, and he puts on an unreal show. He gives a lot back to his fighters. It's one of the best experiences I've had fighting for him, and I'm very, very happy to continue that.
Yeah, I think it is one of the best. If you're an amateur, like, you need to fight. It's like, you need to go to Movie World, you need to go to Dream World, like, you need to go to a Demolition Fight Series, because it's like a very smooth and smooth run show. And you would know more than anything, especially as an amateur, how much, like, you're probably stressing about your fight, and the last thing you need is like things to go wrong backstage, and nothing really goes wrong backstage, does it?
Nah, they probably give out some media passes to some people who would be better if they didn't. But
Joel.
No, not Joel. Love you, Joel. But nah, mate, I think you've actually been at both my demo fights. So you've seen it yourself. It's such a well-run, smooth process. They look after you. It's my favorite place to fight, so I'm really happy to be back there again.
Do you know much about your opponent?
So he had a 4-4 amateur record. There's 2 fights on YouTube. He's fought some like good guys. I know he fought Mitch Harmo down in Wollongong. I know Mitch is really talented. The 2 fights he had were against guys who probably weren't. Like, it's a bit hard to get a gauge on where Isaac's at based off the 2 fights I've been able to see. But he trains at a good gym. He's obviously going pro, so you don't do that unless you're ready. So I don't know too much about him. I know he's southpaw. I know he's predominantly a striker. He's tall. Probably gonna be really strong. But no, I don't know too much.
Are you annoyed that it's not for a professional welterweight title on Demolition?
A little bit. When Wayne gave me a call, I'm like, mate, are you serious? Like that reel we made got 30,000 views, mate. Like, come on. Nah, not at all. Not at all. Maybe one day.
And how's this fight going, mate? August 31st.
I'm pulling guard, and I'm going to do it. Nah. I feel like I've leveled up a lot over the past 12 months. Obviously, everyone knows I've got a lot of submission finishes. I grapple, but I do think I can win this fight anyway. Not to give away, game plan or tactics, but I think I will be better everywhere, and I think that will show on the night.
And is this our first interview we've ever done?
It's you told me that I left you on red.
You did. You did.
You left me on red. It's what we established. No, we've done some backstage stuff when you felt like doing some charity work and interviewing an amateur or two. You gave a bit back to the community, which was really good of you, Mitch. Because I know you're a highly sought after man, and your time is money. So I really do appreciate it.
Well, this is the first time. This is the first time I think I've gone out of my way for an interview for you. Where before I was already in the venue, you were already sitting there. It felt kind of awkward.
Yeah.
So I was,
It was like You know what it was? When I saw your message, it was like seeing Johnny Bones Jones has liked your highlight reel. It was like, holy shit, did Mitch just, whoa, like, are we actually doing this? I now feel like, my whole amateur career, I never felt worthy. And now we're here. I feel like I've been validated for everything I've done as a human being. Really. My whole life, all 24 years have really led to this moment.
Yeah. Did you see how I interviewed Jack? That was one of the caveats. He's like, you got to interview Diellon. So.
I haven't seen it. I actually don't watch your stuff.
Well, but no, I just thought like it's Jack, so I assumed you wouldn't support him because he's talked shit about you online.
Well, there's the gift you asked about. He got me an interview with Australia's #2.
And you know what #1 is? Pure silence. Mate, I will finish it with this. Depending on whether your career is 1 fight or 100 fights, when the career is all said and done, how do you want to be remembered in MMA?
I want to be remembered as a guy who. Oh, that's a great question. You put me on the spot here. I just want people to think I was really fucking good. You know, like put people away. I want to finish fights. I want to be exciting. I know grappling can be. I've grappled in a lot of fights, and grappling can be quite boring. I think I'm seen as a bit of an exciting grappler. I don't think any of my fights have been boring. Even the ones which have been like extremely grappling dominant and have gone for, you know, the full distance. And yeah, I just want to be someone that people enjoy watching fight.
Awesome, mate. Now how does demo work? Is it like, do you get like fighter codes or anything like that? Do you get any commission?
So they're tickets. So if you're keen to come down, just I think we're giving tickets back tomorrow. They just do hard copy tickets, but shoot Demolition a message on their Instagram page. They'll have someone at the door drop my name. That'd be a massive shout out. And yeah, that's it. They do a live stream as well, so you can grab that too.
Awesome, mate. Well, thank you for taking the time. And obviously, I'm sure Jack Jenkins needs you to go get him a coffee. So I will let you run. Chat to you later. Best of luck, sir, and I'll see you on the other side.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it, brother.